Hey everyone, welcome back to OCD Recovery's YouTube channel, where today we're going to talk about a very important topic, which is emptiness, or the loss of connection. Feeling blah, I like to call it on my calls. Whatever the connotation that we attach to it or the terminology we use doesn't really matter. It could be boredom, it could be depression, but we'll just use overall emptiness, which then can lead to, what if I feel empty for so long and then I do something to harm myself? What if I just give up on life, etc., going down the rabbit hole. Before we go any further, please subscribe, hit that like button down below. Let me know what you think about the content. I always love engaging with people in the community. I really appreciate all the support over the years. Thank you so much for helping us get to where we are. And again, Phil@OCDrecovery.com is where you get into contact for about one-to-one sessions, webinars. Please come join the community, enter a WhatsApp group, see all the support you get in there. There's really nothing like it, no reassurance. We stay on top of it. People who have recovered, been in there for 5-6 years, they don't leave, they stay in, they give great advice as well, not just everyone on the team. And let's just jump right into it. So emptiness itself, you can use my hyper-awareness videos to help break down why the loss of a sensation, loss of connection, emptiness, dread, blah, depression, whatever you want to call it, is the same thing, such as feeling panic or anxiety. It's just another sensation that you don't want to feel. So we have conditional life acceptance, which is, this is why reading the books on the reading list, which can be found on our website, OCDrecovery.com, under the resource tab. Yes, read it from top to bottom unless you're on a call with us. We kind of tweak things. So you have, most people live with very rigid conditional self-life and other acceptance, but this will primarily be about life acceptance, the feeling of blah or emptiness, etc. Yes, there can be self-acceptance issues when it comes to feeling emptiness, but it's primarily a life problem in of itself. Oh my gosh, what if I'm having sex with my partner and I feel empty? Oh my gosh, what if I go to this event and I feel empty, etc., etc. So when you look at the belief is, if I feel empty forever, my life is ruined. I can't stand the loss of connection and or feeling empty or depression whilst going about my life and life having no meaning. Oh my gosh, the compulsive chase for meaning. I hear all these people talk about a meaning. If I don't have a meaning, don't get me wrong. Like if you look at logotherapy, right, which is what Viktor Frankl from Man's Search for Meaning came up with the 50s after his time in Auschwitz, must have been just horrific. Meaning absolutely helps you in your life, but you do not need a meaning. Meaning is a very new age thing. Billions of people, I think right now with 102 billion people have lived throughout history, maybe a little bit more than that, 105 billion. Having a meaning and a value system is a very new age thing. Yes, people talked about values, but not in the way that they are today. You need a meaning in order to live your life. You don't. The people that built the pyramids of Giza did not have a meaning. Slaves throughout history did not have a meaning. They never thought about their meaning. They weren't even intelligent enough to think about their meaning. And I'm not just saying about slaves in general. I'm talking about most people. I looked this up. In 1850, the average IQ in America was 70. That would be considered today to be fucking idiotic. Like you're actually dumb. Literally, that's what it was on average in 1870. So you have to be realistic about what we mean by you don't need a value system. But that doesn't mean that having a value system and having a why or having a meaning cannot give you a better opportunity to achieve things in your life. But that loss, because when I have people on the calls and they say, I feel very empty, I don't feel like life is worth anything, I don't feel like I have a meaning, they're compulsively running around a maze in their mind, like in the fourth Harry Potter, the Goblet of Fire, looking inside that maze to find the Goblet of Fire. Yes, Harry Potter nerd over here, watch each movie 100 times. So, but it closes on you. Right when you see the Goblet of Fire, the wall closes. You're not going to be able to lock down a meaning. And also, 99% of people that explain meanings, even what people will call themselves an expert on meaning, there's no such thing. But if you think you are an expert on meaning, you're more than likely explaining it incorrectly, because you're explaining it in the sense of, if you don't have this meaning, then your life is ruined, which is completely fucking bullshit. That's just not true at all. But it's very easy to go down that route. Having a meaning has a lot of benefits in your life. But if you don't have a meaning, you're not just going to burst into a ball of flames, more than likely. So it's important to look at it like that. So you have to get comfortable with having no expectations whilst you go throughout your life, like most people in history. So when I do things, when I go to the gym, when I hang out with my wife, when I make a YouTube video, today is a great example. Saturday around noon, I just came off 4 or 5 one-to-ones. I woke up. I didn't really sleep that well last night. Woke up at 4:30, went to the gym. I have 2 more one-to-ones. I have to eat lunch after this, and I have a bunch of other stuff I have to do. And then Saturdays are usually like a lot of like folding my clothes, doing like admin stuff for my business, doing admin stuff in Rob and in that business, in moderating. There's not really a lot of joy in a lot of this stuff. I'm not feeling joy when I'm washing my clothes and folding everything and putting them away, but it's a habit I do every single Saturday. If you're constantly looking for something to fulfill or fill in the cup of emptiness, so imagine this is emptiness, okay? It's actually empty. There's no water. You're constantly trying to pour in things to lock down a feeling, whether it's a value system, whether it's a why, whether it's fun events, and you're trying to fill that up constantly, but there's a hole in the bottom because this cup does not get filled by locking down and latching to things that give you a sense of non-emptiness. It sounds really weird putting it like that, but the more that you chase something to fulfill a sensation, the more that you want to not feel empty, the more likely that you are going to feel empty. The reason why I made so much progress in my recovery journey after a while, didn't come easy, but I realized, let's take blinking and saliva swallowing, the main 3 I dealt with, but many other sensations latched in between. It wasn't just, if I notice my saliva for the rest of my life is ruined. It actually was, if I notice anything that I don't like at all, and it disrupts me from the present moment, hence my videos on the myths around the present moment and the myths surrounding concentration. You cannot force concentration in the way that most people believe. Like I'll say this, I've never seen a piece of information, or I hardly have ever seen a piece of information on the present moment or concentration that I would say is correct. Because it's all about tactics to get more present. That's not how you become present. The way you become present is putting yourself in situations and just trying to do that one thing, like making this video, and allowing your brain to swirl around with whatever sensations in your body. Maybe you feel your sock as a tag sticking out. We're just allowing that to be there and continuing on with what you're doing. That's never explained correctly, ever. And emptiness is no different. If you talk to the average person that helps in mental health, whether it's a coach, a psychologist, a psychiatrist, a spiritual leader, or any expert that's written books, and you say to them, I feel empty, what do I do? Almost 100% of them will give you something to make you feel like you're chasing the opposite of emptiness. That does not work. That is the opposite of what's required to get comfortable with the feelings of emptiness, blah, and loss of connection. You need to feel that. Feel the confusion whilst you break down. Maybe I feel emptiness and loss of connection to other people, whether it's in an intimate setting or a family setting, whether I never have the life that I so deeply desire because life isn't fair anyway. Why is that the worst thing ever? So the more that you chase things, whether it's connection with people, intimacy, romance, sex, friendship, partnership, co-worker friendship, events, going out drinking, smoking, getting fucked up, going to music festivals. Nothing wrong with a lot of those things, but if you're doing that to take that emptiness feeling and wash it away like it's smoke's coming towards you and you're like, ugh, get out of the way, you're not going to escape that because your brain knows just how scared you are of that sensation. So you have to welcome in emptiness as you change your perspective on it whilst building your life structure with no expectations. That's the key. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Phil@OCDrecovery.com. Let me know what you think if you're struggling with emptiness, blah, depression sensations. And yes, the myths surrounding depression are still very prevalent. We're making progress. Most depression is not caused primarily by a hormonal imbalance. Sure, there's CTE, chronic traumatic encephalopathy. Sure, there's people with massive head injuries. That's not the majority. The majority of people that are struggling with depression, when you sit them down in 120 seconds, you can see exactly why they're depressed. Their belief systems, their current behaviors, their bodies latched on to that sensations. It's something that almost nobody alive today really quite understands. It's why we have all these things. Medications can save lives, but we just throw medications at people, and depression rates are just going up, 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 up. Even though we live in a place where we have primarily more comfort in most areas in life, we have a lot of our basic needs met, but guess what? Depression up, 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 up. It's because the belief systems and the behaviors are not changing. Thank you again. Hope to hear from you soon. And as always, enjoy the rest of your day.